peace, gratitude, and highest heart. So, we made it back to LA. And it's time for the reading of How to Keep Your Heart Healthy and Fit by Paul C. Bragg and Patricia Bragg. I decided today, since I'm back home, let's make this the last one, right? I appreciate everyone reading with me all this time. Thank you for all your support. And we're going to complete everything off today. Just tap it on. Here we go. We're going to pick up at page 105. Peace, everyone. Live on YouTube. If you drink alcohol, coffee, tea, cola drinks, eat refined white bread and refined sugar, overload on salt and salted foods and rich fatty foods, you are going to make weak body cells that will decay and cause you plenty of trouble. On the other hand, if you follow the instructions given in this heart fitness program, you are going to help your body rebuild a stronger heart and stronger body. It's all in your hands. I can only help you to help yourself. If you have a heart condition, start now. Systematically and efficiently to build a fit heart for the old. Never think that a bad ticker necessarily means farewell to activity, which can be a major part of the enjoyment of life. Face your problems and start changing your bad habits of living into good habits. This is a mental and physical process. Your mind must control your body. Never let the body be in command. That is the duty of the mind, and it must have absolute obedience to its will. The whole person is at his best when mind and body work as a team. Then you have health supreme. Dr. John Harvey Kellogg's famous vegetarian diet for heart sufferers. Dr. John Harvey Kellogg was the founder of and for many years the director of the Great Battle Creek Sanitarium at Battle Creek, Michigan. Sick people from all over the world, even royalty, came to be under his personal care. I was fortunate to be associated with the great doctor for several years at Battle Creek and to study his methods. As soon as a heart attack victim was brought to the sanitarium, Dr. Kellogg would put him on a strict vegetarian diet with the advice that this should be a lifetime diet. It was a strict, exclusively vegetarian regime, consisting of fruit, vegetables, seeds, and nuts. No meat, no fish, no eggs, no dairy products, no coffee, no alcohol, and no salt. So he has two menus, and then we go to page 108. Dr. Kellogg believed that the strict vegetarian diet was the only one which a heart sufferer should eat because this was a diet free of cholesterol. It was also a salt-free diet, as beverages, the only drinks allowed were herb teas, fresh fruit, and vegetable juices and distilled water. Dr. Kellogg told me that serious heart cases who had come to him had lived as many as 50 years after the heart damage on this strict vegetarian diet. Dr. Kellogg himself lived and practiced until he was well up into his 90s. He adhered strictly to a lacto-vegetarian diet, adding a small amount of natural cheese several days a week and 3 eggs weekly to the otherwise completely vegetarian diet, which he advocated for his heart patients. At age 92, he was still performing delicate operations at his sanitarium. There are a great many doctors and nutritionists today who recommend a vegetarian diet for all heart sufferers. Peace, peace. Hi, it's Heart Love, guys. We're reading from How to Keep Your Heart Healthy and Fit. This is going to be the last presentation. So here we are on page 108 at strokes. Every year, hundreds of thousands of people become victims of strokes. Although this disorder is frequently associated with the later years of life, this is not necessarily an affliction of old age. A few years ago, for example, a well-known English motion picture actress in her late 30s had a stroke. A stroke occurs when the blood supply to a part of the brain is reduced or completely cut off. Mhm, mhm. When the nerve cells in that part of the brain are deprived of oxygen and blood supply, they cannot function. And the part of the body controlled by these nerve cells cannot function either. The results of a stroke depend upon the part of the brain which is afflicted and the seriousness or extent of the damage. A stroke can be fatal. It can produce paralysis of one entire side of the body, or a portion of the body, or a single part. A lighter stroke may cause difficulty in moving the arms or legs, or in speaking, or may result in loss of memory. Peace, peace. Hi, it's Heart Love, guys. I've worked with many stroke patients, and it's kind of like the electrical system of the body, big parts of it is being shut off. That's why I've been able to help people through the pressure points in the hands and in the feet, because that's where your nerve endings are. So we can get the blockages out of them, and that's when I stimulate the nervous system and it allows them to get back to normal. After a stroke, the damaged nerve cells may recover, or their functions may be taken over by other brain cells. Some victims may suffer such serious damage that it will take a long time to make even a partial recovery. So that's where it comes with the your healing, Uriel. When you guys, thank you for your donations. Your healing, Uriel, is helping with these conditions. The assisted stretching and the pressure points to the hands and feet. Now I've mastered all 322 of the pressure points, so I'll just go into certain parts of the body. They breathe to it and we pull it out. This stimulates the nervous system. Page 109. Immediate attention to proper diet and exercise can do much toward helping the stroke victim regain the use of affected muscles. Physical therapy treatment should begin as soon as possible to aid rehabilitation and help speed recovery. Prolonged inactivity impairs the circulation and makes recovery more difficult. A stroke usually originates from the same causes as a heart attack. The arteries become clogged and narrow by deposits of cholesterol and minerals in the arterial walls. hindering the free passage of blood. Pressure of the bloodstream, trying to force its way through further, irritates the walls of the arteries, helping to create conditions for formation of blood clots. When a clot breaks off from the lining of the artery wall into the bloodstream, it can block the flow of blood completely. If complete blockage occurs in vital arteries that feed the heart muscle, the result is a heart attack or coronary thrombosis. If this disaster occurs in the cerebral arteries of the brain, it causes a stroke, sometimes called a heart attack in the head. Bright's disease. When the small arteries of the kidneys are affected, the condition produced is known as dropsy or Bright's disease. The most notable symptoms are swelling of the ankles and legs. Although swollen ankles and legs, known as edema of these parts, does not always indicate Bright's disease. This ailment is so widespread and insidious that it must be suspected as a physician consulted. Whether the thickening and blockening process takes place in the heart, head, or kidneys, it is essentially the same disease. Doctors refer to it as atherosclerosis. This means that the arteries that carry the blood are blocked with the hard, waxy substance known as cholesterol. Peace, peace, highs, heart, love, guys. We're finishing out how to keep your heart healthy and fit. Thank you for being here and reading with us. Thank you for all the support. Let me impress upon you that prevention is far better than cure and generally more successful. That is why I keep stressing proper diet and exercise. Get it completely out of your head that years alone bring damage to the heart and blood vessels. Remember that age is not toxic and that age is not a force but a measure. Live so that you will never get a stroke. Live so that you will never get a heart attack. You know what your enemies are: tobacco, overweight, unhealthy fat, stimulants such as coffee and tea, alcohol and cola drinks, fatty foods, salt and salty foods, lack of daily exercise. Follow this heart fitness program. It is designed to help you have a stronger heart and build a youthful circulation. Nature cannot be pushed or rushed, but if you will cooperate with her vital power, you can have the heart of a lion. If you have a weak heart, weak pipes that are clogged and corroded, remember that it took you a long time to get them in that condition, and you must be patient with nature while the regeneration and rejuvenation processes take place within your body. A fit, youthful heart can be yours if you are willing to work for it. No one else can make your heart strong. It depends upon you. Your eating habits and your physical activity will determine the type of heart you have. Positive thinking and positive action. To have a strong and powerful heart, you must develop strong willpower. You must overcome all negative thoughts about the human heart. Do not let cowards and weaklings influence you away from following your heart fitness program. These fear mongers will try to impart their fear to you, telling you that exercise will strain your heart and that after reaching a certain age, you should confine your activities to a rocking chair. Don't believe them. In following this heart fitness program, you are working with science and nature. Don't let unqualified people influence you away from it. Many years of research and investigation have gone into the development of this heart fitness program in order to give you a master plan for building a strong, fit heart and long, healthy life. My 6 points. Peace, peace, everyone. Highest heart love. We're doing it. We're completing how to keep your heart healthy and fit. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. If y'all do want to send donations, you can send the Cash App to Your Healing Uriel. That's $ Your Healing Uriel. All right. Thank you so much. We are completing it. I did it again. I have written this book not so much to help you as to help you help yourself. If I repeat certain points, it is with the zeal with which one taps a nail already driven home. My main objective in these pages is to inspire you with a more intense enthusiasm for health and to warn you against certain dangers which you may easily overlook. In a brotherly way, I have tried to stress these points. 1. You have but one heart and one life, and you should take care of these treasures. 2. Your body must obey the commands of your mind. Flesh is dumb. 3. Every bad habit that weakens your heart and shortens your life must be banished. 4. Every you should demand of yourself a higher standard of health and happiness. 5. You should regard your body as a fine instrument or a precision machine whose care and control is in your hands. And 6. With increasing years, you should draw closer and closer to nature and simplify your life. Peace, guys. Thank you for being here and reading with us. How to keep your heart healthy and fit, the finale. Let us then throw ourselves on nature and try to understand her, follow her laws, and live as it would seem she wants us to live. She may be cruel and kill us at times, but civilization kills us twice as fast. Page 112. The complete naturist. The ideal of the complete naturist is to identify himself so completely with nature that he becomes part and parcel of her. He or she lives simply. He or she lets the earth, the air, and sun work their will with him or her. With serene, clear-eyed confidence, she puts herself into nature's hands, lets her run his and her machine, heal his and her hurts, comfort him in her in sickness and in adversity. Then when his and her usefulness to her is ended, lets her call her back home. Let your body be nourished by natural food and rainwater or distilled water, fresh air and sunlight. Exercise it and relax it and leave nature to do the rest. Treat your body with the same care and wisdom that you would a value animal or purebred stock. And as surely as your animal will take prizes, so will you. It is easy to sneer at health minded, back to nature people, but we who believe in nature will have the last laugh. Get close to the earth. It is good to establish contact with the earth, to let your bare feet grip the living rock, to feel the soft mud and squish it between your toes. I love to take sun and air baths, to lie on my back, gripping the green grass and staring into the blue abyss of the sky. I love to lie on the beach beside a sea or lake or river with as little clothing on as permissible. Clothing is a non conductor of earth electricity. Only through the naked skin can the most subtle of currents pass. Discard all the clothing possible and let the sun and air and water have their way with you. Keep in close touch with Mother Earth, letting her strength and virtue pass into you through the bare soles of your feet. Civilization has complicated our lives with hothouse living. Man was a healthier, happier creature when he lived close to nature. Just stand on any street, any big city, and watch the people frantically rushing past. From your standard of high health, you will see that 3 out of 4 of them are probably sick or physically unfit. Yet rarely do you see one of superlative health. Get the feeling of nature. Don't be like the average sick or half sick person. They have never known the real thrill of living. Most humans today are addicted to some kind of dope, such as tobacco, coffee, tea, alcohol, cola drinks, and in many instances, they are hooked on some kind of narcotic, mild or strong. People turn to dope with their vitality hits the bottom level. When when health is gone, vitality goes with it, and so does the zest for living. In a desperate effort to get kicks out of the life, these poor creatures turn to dope. In the old days, it used to be the middle aged and oldsters who felt they had to seek dope or other artificial means to hang on to life. Now, tragically, young people are using dope and drugs of all kinds. They are throwing away their natural vitality, turning their backs on nature. They are candidates for heart attacks. The heart is damaged by all forms of stimulants and depressants. The further we get away from living according to the laws of nature, the sicker we get both physically and mentally. One of the dominant suggestions of this book for building a powerful heart at any age is a gradual return to the more natural form of living. In food, exercise, breathing, sleeping, clothing, and the simplicity of life. Try to reach a closeness to nature that makes you almost one with her. You will never have a weak, sick heart when you live close to Mother Nature and in partnership with her. When you can feel that the same pure and elemental forces that express themselves in a pine tree are also expressing themselves in you. You have made big strides toward a health ideal. Begin to live as nature wants you to live. Seek to feel that she claims you and that you are a part of an all glad growing things. Put yourself into nature's hands as they do. Know that nature is eager to aid you. She can run that ill-used machine of yours better than any other agency, human or divine. And when it breaks down in her hands, it is because its usefulness is at its end. The art of living long. We're down to the last couple pages, guys. Highest heart love, thank you for reading with us. How to keep your heart healthy and fit. We're down to the last couple pages. Thank you. Of living long. One of the best recipes for long life is just to keep on living. There is no substitute for life. Consider each day little life in itself and make it as perfect and well rounded as you can. Try to have a stronger heart and better health on your next birthday than you have today. In living supremely for the moment, you are living superbly for the future. But you must always be aware of yourself. The moment you relax your guard, the enemy is ready to rush in and smite you in your heart. True, you may live long without trying to, but you will live longer if you make the effort. Living for longevity is an art. The man who deliberately sets himself to prolong his days has a healthy chance of doing so. Forgetfulness of self may make the time go like magic, but it does not help build a strong heart and keep you youthful. It means inattention to yourself and consequent carelessness. As you live longer, you should grow less objective and more subjective. The more self centered you are, the better you will conserve yourself. Generally speaking, it is not the self sacrificing, but the selfish who are granted the long life. Not those who forget themselves and others, but those who are most conscious of themselves. This may seem to give a ruthless character to longevity. Not at all. Eating is ruthless, but without nourishment, we cannot inspire to fulfill our dreams. To seek selfishly to prolong one's life is to extend one's term of human usefulness. I am not advocating that you prolong your own life at the expense of others, but that you live a long and healthy life so that you may be useful to others as well as to yourself. Yeah, this life, we're here to serve people, you know. We're here to serve ourselves. We're here to serve nature. We're here to serve our friends and family. And so, with that mindset that I have, I'm always going to be giving. I'm going to be producing for the long range. And this is keeping ourselves active. When we keep ourselves active and do what we want, we also keep ourselves healthy. And when we keep ourselves healthy, the happier we are is the healthier we are. So it all kind of correlates. Hi, it's Heart Love, guys. We're finishing up. The secret of longevity is to understand that the enemy is not age, but aging, and to put up a strong defense against it. Some people, of course, are born with such wonderful constitutions that they simply can't kill themselves. You will find octogenarians who will tell you that they owe their long life to smoking and alcohol and no exercise. You can tell them just as confidently that they could extend their lifespan by a good 20 years by taking better care of their health. Longevity is resistance. Scientific longevity is organized resistance. It is based on a knowledge of the body and of the laws of health. Above all, it means reliance on nature. Nature abhors ill health. which is another name for poisoning. She is always striving to purify, to vitalize. She wants to help you it wants to help you if you will not only let her. If you will only let her. Drugs and doctors will do you no good if nature is not backing them up. Here we go. Thank you guys for being here. We're doing it. The finale of how to keep your heart healthy and fit. We're on the last couple pages. Heart and blood vessels disease are your greatest threat. In the fight before you, remember that you must defend yourself against coronary thrombosis, heart attacks, stroke, hypertension, or high blood pressure, atherosclerosis, hardening of the arteries, atherosclerosis blockage and clogging of the arteries by cholesterol and other debris, angina pectoris, varicose veins, and other cardiovascular, heart, and blood vessel diseases. Diseases of the heart and blood vessels, as we have noted, are the number one killer in the United States, taking more than 1 million American lives each year, more than all other causes combined. You must also wage war against stiffening joints, fibrosis tissues, deafness, blindness, and many other enemies of health and age. Health and life and age. All this means that there must be little relaxing of your activity. The advice to grow old gracefully is, as I believe, quite wrong. Time will force you to do so in the end when nature says so. But until then, it is far better to grow old strenuously. Put up a valiant resistance. You are as old as you feel. So feel young. If you abide by nature's laws, you can't help but feeling young. By trusting in nature, obeying her laws, understanding your physical machine and how to care for it, you can live a long, healthy life. It seems to me that what we call old age is the result of sluggish cell action in the body. The cells are being renewed all the time by the moisture in the lymph circulation, just as a tree is renewed all the time by the circulation of its sap. But if the cell is clogged in any way by deposits which cannot completely get rid of, chiefly because of poor circulation of the blood. It cannot use the full advantage the material brought for its renewal by the lymph or the nourishment and oxygen delivered by the blood. In reporting an address given recently by Dr. W. M. Marisoff, professor of biochemistry at Brooklyn Polytechnic Institute, the Associated Press quotes, on the basis of what we have done with rabbits, we have come to the conclusion that if we can do the same thing for man, he can live a healthy and normal life until the age of 185. A waxy material, cholesterol, is deposited on the arteries, and there is a correlation between age and the amount of cholesterol deposit. In tests of the 52 rabbits, we have been able to reverse the symptoms of old age. Biologists tell us that the man or woman grows an entirely new body every 11 months. That being the case, why does it take on the appearance of age? Scientists answer this by saying that it fails to shed all of the old. As I stated before, Deposits in the cell prevent its full use of the renewal material. So instead of living 7 times the period it takes him to mature as animals do, man's life is proportionately much shorter. Confirmation of this statement comes from Dr. Serge Veronoff of Paris, France, who says that each of us should live to be 140 years old. A human being is matured at 20 years of age. Nature constructed the human machine to live 7 times that age, or 140 years. The fact that some men and women even today have been able to reach and surpass the age of 120 years and have then died of disease seems to prove the vitality of the normal 140-year lifespan. Deposits in the arteries retard the circulation of the blood. The speed and efficiency of the blood has much to do with the prolongation of life. It is the current of the blood which provides and removes harmful substances for elimination. Slowing of blood circulation, loss of elasticity of the blood vessels, and any disturbances of the machinery which regulates distribution of the blood are among the most important causes of shortening life, vigor, and health. Woo! We are doing it, guys. We are at the end. This is the final pages. How to keep your heart healthy and fit. In my opinion, there are no physiological principle limiting life or health. I believe that usefulness and radiant health can be self-controlled. This is your life. It is your duty to yourself to learn how to keep the body healthy for a long life. The main cause of widowhood is coronary disease in men. The number one cause of widowhood in the United States is coronary heart disease in men. Remember our decision of cholesterol earlier in this book, and that high cholesterol levels are an invitation to heart attack. Statistics show the cholesterol levels of American men increase rapidly between ages 30 and 65. Be on guard. Have your blood cholesterol level tested twice a year. Women before the age of 50 prove to be much better protected against degenerative artery disease than men. After 50, however, women begin to develop heart attacks and strokes with the same frequency as men. The scientific conclusion is that the female sex hormones play an important part in providing protection against the menace of atherosclerosis. As soon as the change of life starts in women, the protection of these sex hormones apparently ceases, and they become equally as susceptible as men to heart attacks and strokes. This does not mean, however, that women under 50 should neglect their care of the heart, because there are plenty of exceptions to the rule. Thousands of women do have heart attacks and strokes before the age of 50. And there's also, a problem with what we would call um, when the electrical system in the face starts to shut down. It's called Bell's palsy. And so you'll see a drop eye on the left side of the body, or a basically a paralysis of one part of the body, normally in the face. So this is another form of stroke. So that Bell's palsy is another way. Again, this nervous system is very important, and it's all connected to the heart health. Modern man does not die, he commits slow suicide. Just because you are feeling fine does not mean that you can afford the risk of continuing to choke your bloodstream with the high cholesterol diet typical of most people in our Western civilization. Ham and eggs, meat and potatoes, pies and cakes, bread with butter and butter or margarine, milk and ice cream, all these rich foods that most men and women dote on are slow poisons to your heart and circulatory system. Remember that these poisons work silently and insidiously. Their effect may not become evident until you suddenly have a heart attack. But remember the wise words of Dr. Dudley White that death from a heart attack is not sudden, it's been building up for years. And that's where we'll conclude how to keep your heart healthy and fit. We did it, guys. Thank you guys so much for reading with us. How to Keep Your Heart Healthy and Fit by Paul C. Bragg and Patricia Bragg. We have now completed this. I will put it all into one file and you'll be able to read it from start to finish. Thank you guys so much for all your support. Highest heart, love, and honor. Again, if you want to donate, you can donate to, here we go, $ Your Healing, Uriel. All right, that's Cash App, $ Your Healing, Uriel. I accept gratefully and with so much honor and gratitude all of the donations. Thank you for reading with me. Highest heart, love, and honor. Peace, peace. Yes, I'm a master fitness trainer. Yes, I travel around teaching people how to be healthy and performing your healing modality. So that's all based in diaphragmatic breathing. It's assisted stretching to all the major muscles in the body and pressure points to the hands and feet to get out the blockages. I do this all in a 1-hour session. It's helped so many people and a lot of people with strokes. Recently, we just took a lady's A1C down 4 percentage points from 6.1 to 5, from 6.1 to 5.7 in 3 weeks. That's the A1C, the blood glucose level. That's how powerful it is, guys. So this is the work I'm doing. Thank you so much for reading with us again. And thank you for your donations. Highest heart, love, and honor. We did it. We did it. We did it, guys. Peace and love. Remember to look up when you take a walk. See what resonates with you. See what you see. Stay focused. Peace, peace. Thank you. Oh, thank you so much. Hi.